She hates me too, for something that I did. And I miss her every day.
Much has changed between the first and second seasons of Helluva Boss. However, I believe the biggest changes will occur in the third season, with leaps and bounds happening within the plot and character relationships. The second half of the most recent season feels like a roller coaster that goes full throttle. It was impossible to tell what would happen next, and each episode had fans on the edge of their seats. The Season 2 finale left many members of I.M.P in precarious situations. While Blitz seems like an idol to his fellow Imps, Stolas has never felt lower, and Millie is harboring a huge secret. The ending of Helluva Boss's second season promises significant changes moving forward, which I'll talk about in today's video.
Max, are you okay?
I'm fine. Please don't worry, sweetie.
You know you can tell me anything.
Number 1. Family-centered. The first season of Helluva Boss is exactly as advertised. A group of assassins from hell come to Earth and take out humans at their leisure. They often compete with other demons and struggle in an oppressive society. Despite this, the members of I.M.P operate like a found family, which becomes more apparent with every episode. The second season heavily focuses on character development and strengthening the characters' bonds with one another. Although they have their differences and there are times when they get on each other's nerves, there's never any doubt that they would help one another when necessary. Stolas is inevitably brought into this group by the end of the second season, and their found family seems fully complete, especially with Millie expecting a baby. While the first few seasons emphasized I.M.P's work, the enemies they made, and the ruckus they were making in Hell's society, I suspect the third season will have a more primary focus on parenthood and complex family dynamics. There are many ways this theme can present itself in the third season. Blitz and Luna have worked on their relationship, are the healthiest they've ever been, and have a greater understanding of one another. Stolas is in the opposite boat and has never been further from Octavia. His estrangement from his daughter will likely take a toll on him throughout the third season, and a solution must be found. However, the theme will apply mainly to Moxie and Millie. The loving couple who can't get enough of one another will make fantastic first-time parents. Despite the audience knowing this, Millie seems to disagree, as she reacted negatively after discovering her pregnancy. She flat out kept the information from Moxie, but did reach out to her sister for support. Something is keeping Millie from viewing this revelation in a positive light, and that will need to be explored early in the third season. Depending on what she decides to do, she and Moxie will need to determine how they plan to raise their child and if their lifestyles need to change.
Moxie, do you want this one?
Me?
Yeah, this one's simple enough for you to handle. It's just a happy mother who just got out of the hospital.
Number 2. Blitz caring for others. One of my favorite changes in the second season revolves around Blitz and his relationship with others. Blitz has a very traumatic origin story, and because of the way he grew up in hell, he has a hard time trusting anyone. Moreover, he doesn't trust himself and believes he's responsible for everyone in his life having terrible experiences. He feels especially guilty for causing harm to those he cares about, especially his oldest friend Fizzarali, who nearly lost his life and all limbs in their childhood circus fire. The fire also took Blitz's mother, so he's working through deep-rooted and life-altering trauma. Against his better judgment, Blitz takes out much of his anger and repressed emotions on Stolas, who insists that he cares for Blitz despite being a higher-ranking demon. Blitz inevitably loses it on Stolas and pushes him away, briefly ending their relationship. Afterward, Blitz realizes his mistake and acknowledges he needs to take accountability for his actions. He goes on a redemption tour after Stolas goads him into apologizing to others, and along the way he realizes how much he's hurting others by pushing them away. Blitz apologizes to many people, which marks a turning point for his character as he embraces those around him. The change is nearly immediate in his closest friendships and feels like an earned change for his character. His decision allows him to reconnect with his ex Verosica, have a heart-to-heart with Millie, and have Fizzarali speak out on his behalf during his trial. He also takes it upon himself to care for Stolas in the final episodes of the season and is genuinely very kind and patient. These changes are significant for Blitz, and I look forward to seeing them develop more in the third season. I'm curious to see if it will change how he handles jobs and manages his team.
I lost in that fire. I mean, it's all my fault.
Number 3. Blitz and Stolas' relationship. One of the biggest draws of Helluva Boss is the relationship between Blitz and Stolas. What once started as a mutually beneficial arrangement evolved into something more. Stolas couldn't help developing real feelings for Blitz amid his loveless marriage. In contrast, Blitz tries to repress his feelings for Stolas and fully believes the prince is only using him. The misunderstanding grows to a boiling point until Stolas calls their deal to a close. He finds a way for I.M.P to continue operating without using his grimoire and entirely parts ways with Blitz. The split takes a heavy toll on both of them, and they realize how much they care for one another. Unfortunately, their relationship had already reached a very toxic point. In the aftermath, Stolas tries to mend his broken heart while Blitz gives him space to grieve what they could have been. However, they speak occasionally and take the time to express their conflicting emotions, even though the truth is hard to hear. They remain separated until Blitz's trial, when a surprising twist reunites them. To prevent his former lover from meeting certain death, Stolas appears at the trial and takes accountability for I.M.P's actions. He's stripped of his title and power for the next century, and he has no choice but to live with Blitz for the foreseeable future. Blitz is thrilled by this development and wants to do everything he can to repay Stolas for saving his life. He helps Stolas care for himself, provides special meals, and ensures he has everything he needs to endure his new life. More than that, it's clear how much Blitz cares for Stolas and how much work he will put into their relationship. The couple's relationship will be very different at the start of the third season, as they'll be on the same page and accepting of one another's advances.
Oh, come on, Stolas, you can't mean that. You always love seeing this.
Seeing you right now is hard.
Number 4. Blended enemies. Considering their line of work, it's no surprise that the members of I.M.P make enemies wherever they go. It's not rare for these enemies to have ties to their pasts, holding grudges and feuds that influence them. Many of I.M.P's adversaries have come and gone throughout the first 2 seasons and occasionally team up together. The most prominent example is Moxie's father Crimson, hiring Stryker to contend with Blitz and kidnap Fizzarali. The former Cherubs also join forces with the members of Dorks. During their team-up, the Cherubs managed to infiltrate Hell and nearly beat the Imps in battle, which is no easy feat I.M.P has managed to persevere so far, no matter the combination their enemies take or their methods. Unfortunately, by the end of the second season, they'd upset many people and made even more enemies than they had in the previous season. I fully suspect that most, if not all of their enemies will band together in the third season to cause serious problems. As talented as Blitz and his friends are, I doubt they'll stand a chance against a unified group with abilities tailored for taking them down.
Oh, shut up, kid. You're lucky to witness this.
This company is such a mess.
Personally, I don't mind such a big narrative shift happening in the third season. It was bound to happen after the main cast experienced some character development, good or bad. These changes have given me many things to look forward to in future episodes, like how Blitz operates moving forward. I hope he learns to appreciate his team more and puts more effort into his relationships beyond Stolas. Likewise, I suspect Stolas will continue in a downward spiral for most of the season, with his newfound family barely keeping him afloat. I hope that he'll have the chance to reconnect with Octavia and find purpose outside of being Goetic royalty. There's also Millie and Moxie, who have a lot to discuss and plenty of preparation to do before their child arrives. If someone described the state of Helluva Boss during the first season and what we might see in the third, I'd think they were talking about 2 distinct series. Such a distinction isn't bad, as it shows how much effort Vivian Medrano and her team have put into creating rewarding arcs and narratives.
What's that you're listening to?
This song is called My World is Burning Down Around Me.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
And the surprisingly funny women act that made me reflect on my earlier statements. The Glam Sisters!